right. Welcome to the podcast today, everybody. Everybody from near and far, wherever you may be coming from and tuning in from, we welcome you today. My name is Jake Wild, alongside with my co-pilots today,
Alex Dempsey and
David Gold, back once again for this special episode because we have the golden boy of Byram Hills and the best fisherman on the east side of the Mississippi, Mr. Dominic and Cole Piccas.
Welcome, guys.
How you doing? Thank you, guys. So great to be here. Thank you.
Awesome.
So something that we do, we've been doing in every podcast is kind of just asking everybody how they're dealing with these crazy times and with the crisis, and how they're dealing with being stuck at home. So how have you guys been dealing with being trapped at home during this time?
Honestly, I besides not seeing everybody who I love and miss, family, friends, besides that, I've actually, it's tough for me to say this because it's going to come out weird, but I've enjoyed this time at home. I've enjoyed being able to spend time with my family every single day. We make it a priority to have a family dinner no matter what every single night. And we just cook dinner and we just talk about what's going on that day, just get to be ourselves. And we haven't had the chance to do that during school or any time really. But now that we get a chance, because we're actually stuck at home, we get to be ourselves and just build that bond, especially Nick and I are going off to college next year. So I think that it's a great opportunity to make the best of it. And you get into a routine, and I've grown so much closer to my family, and I'm so appreciative that they're with me as well.
Cole said two very key things there. Is making the best out of your situation, no matter what it is. You always got to make sure you have a positive mindset, because once you lose that, you lose yourself. And then also being able to make a habit. And so the hardest thing to do, even when you know something is right, is doing it consistently. It's really hard to diet consistently. It's really hard to stay up on your work consistently. So the best thing you can do is make a habit, and whether it be 5 days a week or 7 days a week, stick to it. So wake up at 9 o'clock or eat 2-3 meals a day, something like that. There's little things to make it at least enjoyable.
Whereas Nick does 8 days a week.
Dominic is a freak of nature. But for you, Nick, you were a 3-sport varsity athlete. Cole, I think you spend more time in the building than anyone. How's the transition been from being in the building for 16 hours a week, especially now with tryouts for baseball, both of you making varsity, Nick being, 3 years, 4 years?
3 years now. Thank you, Goldie.
Cole coming out of nowhere with the cannon in the outfield. How's the transition been from being at school for 12 to 16 hours a day, always busy, now being at home for the past 6 weeks?
Great question. So the school was my third home. The locker room was my fourth, and the field was my fifth. So it's been really different to not be able to see the same people every day. No, let me take that back. Not being able to see all of my friends every day, because I still see the same people, but they're just my family. So I would say that the most difficult part is making sure I stay active and being able to, whether it be carrying my books to school, that is a workout in itself. So not being able to go to school and get that energy out has definitely been a challenge for me, and one that I'd love to overcome.
Yeah, for me, it's been difficult because everybody says that your senior year of high school is the greatest year you'll ever have. And I was like, all right. But going through it, it is literally the greatest year I have ever had. I've been 100%. So close to my teachers, my friends. Obviously, Goldie knows this, playing on the football team. It's unlike anything else. And so not being able to just see those people who I love so much, and I never hesitate to tell somebody that I love them, because I do, and not being able to see those loved ones has been really difficult for me, because I just miss them. I just miss laughing with them and being around them. And I want to go back to that so dearly, but I'll take some time out of this podcast to switch it up, Goldie, to give you some advice. Never take anything for granted, 100%. Especially going through your year.
That goes to everyone.
That goes for everyone.
Yeah.
But because the minute you'd say, oh, this doesn't really matter, I'll be able to get it tomorrow. You don't know that. by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah. So never, ever take anything for granted. And again, going back to what I was saying, never, ever miss the opportunity to tell someone who you love that you love them. Yeah. Because you don't know if you're ever going to get the chance to say that again.
Yeah.
Wise words.
We were talking about it yesterday, or on my episode, we were talking about how you can never leave the little things for granted anymore. And I know you guys do it better than anyone else. Both of you being senior leaders, Nick was a mentor, Cole peer leader. Both of you being captains.
All of us, including yours, you, Goldie.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Dominic.
Yeah, you were saying
you guys were both big leaders in my life. I followed you guys now since 7th grade. Probably the two biggest high school people who I try to model myself afterwards. So how have you guys taken this time to really show how a leader acts during a time of crisis?
Good question.
I think it's definitely a lot harder to lead people when you're not able to see them. But now with social media and being able to connect so much easier, it has changed. And I think the best way I've seen it, and I haven't even started this one. You're giving me way too much praise, Goldie. I appreciate it. But I saw one thing go around, and I tried to step up. But there was a letter, and you were able to find an address of one of the first responders, like nurses, doctors, everyone who was able to get or in contact with COVID-19, and send a letter to them saying thank you. And I thought that was a great way to branch out and show leadership from everybody.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing, but the most important thing that I've learned as a leader is to stay positive. It's really easy, and it doesn't take a leader to get up in front of people and yell at them and be negative and say, you have to do this, you have to do that.
Right.
Anybody can do that. That's not a leader. A leader is somebody who's positive and finds the good in things and is optimistic and says, we can overcome this. We just have to work on this together. So being positive is the most important way that you can make sure people don't fall into dark places, especially, as you mentioned, Goldie, in a time of crisis. And to make sure that others, even if we can't see them, stay positive as well. And send that message out that just, find the good things in life. Be happy. We have so much to be thankful for. We're so blessed to be in a place we are. So just try to stay happy, stay positive, stay optimistic in whatever you're doing. That's, I think, in my opinion, is the most important thing you can do as a leader.
I also think Cole's trying to say that everybody, no matter who they are, can be a leader and should be as long as.
I think, kind of going off what Cole just said, I think this whole idea of inspiring others and, like using positivity and inspiration, especially through the letters, I thought that was such a good way of, like showing that inspiration. I think that can really make a difference because, I don't know, I see on the news all the time these like really kind of horrifying pictures of the hospitals and like nurses that are so overworked. And I think we kind of, even though it is not really the best situation for us, like sitting home and like not being able to see our friends, I think seeing all these doctors and nurses out there who have it so much worse than we do, who have to get up so early and work till dusk and even later, I think that through these letters and showing the inspiration and showing that we care, I think that's what's going to get us through this, is just being able to inspire others.
Well said.
Totally agree. Absolutely.
Do you guys, a question I've kind of actually, I've always wondered this about you guys because I've obviously seen you. I grew up with you guys the same grade, obviously. So like I remember hanging out with you guys like probably 6 years ago. And just like back then, just knowing you guys were like the kindest, nicest kids. I was just.
Ditto.
Is there a certain principle that you like to live by, or is there certain is there a certain word that you kind of focus on and try to like model your behavior after, or a certain principle?
I wouldn't say a person, or like philosophies, and our parents have been. We owe everything to our parents, and I know I can speak for him on this behalf. But our parents have done an amazing job in so many things, including making sure we stay honest. And the one thing you have to do is stay honest with yourself. And that starts a sense of self-awareness. That starts a sense of community. It makes sure you build trust with everyone. And growing up in a household where you were not allowed to lie, and whoever found out about it, made sure that you knew how to get better. And like I said, it's just that self-awareness that they've taught us, and self-discipline, I guess you could say. Which again, I need to get better. Cole needs to get better. All of us do. But it's being able to know how to get better and how to be kinder and how to hold the door open for the next person rather than just one person. I don't know. There's so much more, but it's knowing how to get better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Our parents and also our babysitter for our entire life and friends. I mean, they raised us, and they raised us to be honest, polite kids, people. But the principle that I live by, honestly, is if I can do something to make someone's life just a little bit easier, no matter what it may be, I want to do that for them, because I just want them to be happier and to have an easier time going about their day if I have the opportunity to help them. So, for example, if you're walking down the sidewalk and somebody drops their papers or something, just go pick it up, because it would be harder for them to have to scramble for their papers when I can do something to make their life easier. So when I see somebody in need or just in need of assistance, I want to try to make their life better if I have the opportunity to. And that's kind of what goes through my head every single day.
Yeah, I mean, there's no better story I can tell than this year, homecoming night, Cole breaks his collarbone. And he could have just afterwards said, you know what, I just lost my senior season. I'm done. And just quit. He could have enjoyed. He could have went home at 2:30 every day and had just done whatever he wanted to. But what did Cole do instead? Come down the sling and starts coaching up every young kid that he can, making them better to win. And that's something I will take with me forever, because he could have just been on himself and been like, you know what, this is sad, but it's over and there's no chance. He worked every day, even harder than he did when he could play, to make everyone around him better. And that's the prime thing of adversity. And right now, I think we're facing more adversity than ever. So, Cole, you've overcome more adversity than anyone has so far this year. But how are you guys going to keep overcoming it?
Thank you, first of all.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You have anything specific? Because I have one thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest test in life. How do you overcome adversity? And I think there's, especially in myself, there's a lot of just, I've been raised to be a nice person and to be a good person, but at the same time, sometimes you got to look at adversity and just say, F you. Like, I don't care. You bring on whatever you want, life. Bring it on. I'm going to beat you. I don't care what you're going to do, because that's just the competitive nature in me, I think, that's saying, you know what? I like this adversity. I like the fact that this is going to be difficult to overcome, and I'm still going to overcome it. It's just kind of that internal fire in you, that competitive spirit that you're like, bring it on. Like,
not going to give up.
I'm here. Do what you want to do, but I'm going to beat you. And at the root of things I do, I think I like to carry that spirit in my everyday life as well.
So I don't think we've stressed enough how lucky we are.
Yes.
Because that is a lot of the time it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. And I have the best brother in the world.
I got the best one.
And we have the best family. But that's all it comes down to. Like Cole was saying, that competitive nature, in order to get over those obstacles, I had him. He was my obstacle through and through. I had to beat him every single day, and he only made me better. And I will always love him for that.
Love him too, so much.
And so I hate sitting here, and like Goldie knows, I can't take
his skin's crawling.
I can't take being praised so much. So I'm gonna have to say,
he's the most critical kid.
He needs to humble himself down.
Exactly.
I have to agree with them too. I don't like talking about it.
You guys have been instrumental, and what I mean by that is everyone in my life I owe so much to, and yes, you guys are the only three I'm talking to right now. So the only three I can say is thank you to you guys. But I mean that to everyone. There's stories upon stories I can tell of each one of you guys. The most recent is the only one I'm going to say, because Goldie posting a effing picture of me as the second best holder in section 1 still crawls. But thank you, Goldie. So really, I can't. We can't take credit for this. What you guys are saying is way too much. This is to everybody in our lives, and especially our parents.
Yeah, I think we underestimate. Oh yeah, you can go.
I'm sorry. Before you go, I just wanted to, Goldie. Who would you say the best holder was?
That would be Sir Cole Pica.
Thank you. Okay. I'm sorry, Dempsey, you were saying?
Okay, no. I was just going to say that I think we all underestimate the power that each one of us has in each other's lives. I think we kind of, take that for granted, and I think we underestimate, because I feel like, yes, it's all about our inner monologue. It's all about channeling in kind of our own inner self and that motivating ourselves. But I think it's also just about having a really good support system and people around us who are willing to motivate us, who are willing to, bring us to our limits and, surpass them. I think we all take that for granted.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think, do you guys find that, I'm trying to find a way to word this. Do you guys find that the motivation that you have to compete, and obviously you guys are both like amazing athletes, right? But I think that first and foremost, you're great people. I'll give you some praise, but I don't know. I was just like, you find that competitive spirit and nature is coming from you two first, being twins and from being brothers and always being with each other? Or do you find that you can also find it out on the field with your teammates? How much do you find you're getting from each place?
So it started here. And we were racing around when we were 5 years old during Hurricane Irene, racing around our backyard trying to beat each other around our homemade obstacle course. So that was the first instance of competition. But then once it became, 7th grade, and I stopped being able to beat him so badly, that's when it changed to the field. That's when I knew that he's on my side, and it is my team against theirs, and no matter what, my team's winning. So sorry.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's something we talked about all the time. Is you two were just. Sometimes I'd just be like, "Where's Nick going the ball? He's looking for his brother. He's got the most trust possible," and that comes with being twins. But you guys have been together now for 18 years, inseparable, pretty much. How are you guys gonna be able to separate it coming this fall? Cole's going to Elon, Nick's going to Georgia Tech.
Yeah, congrats, guys. Great schools.
Thank you.
And that Goldie, thanks for bringing that soft subject up.
The people gotta know, sir.
Kind of to answer the previous question and that one, Goldie, I would not be here without Nick, because I was I still am kind of a shy kid that was almost a little afraid. Really, I was afraid to kind of branch out of my shell that I had. But no matter where I went, I had Nick. So when Nick did something, I would do it because he was. But I had that person there with me. And with that comes the competition part that we just talked about, where I always got to compete against him, and we both made each other better. But at the same time, as far as college, I know we're so different as it is. Our minds are we just work differently. So it wouldn't really make sense to go to the same place, because what one of us might really enjoy, the other one probably wouldn't, and vice versa. Yeah. So I think deep down, I know for a fact deep down, we're never going to be separated, even though we may be physically. We'll always have each other no matter what, no matter where we are, whenever we need. But it's just, life goes on, and it comes to a time where one thing is going to benefit him, and he's going to do great where he is. And I know I look forward to the chance that I get. So hopefully I can do something as well in a place that'll benefit me best. And again, we'll always have each other no matter what, but we're just so different that it wouldn't make sense to be together as far as college goes.
So that was a whole lot of BS.
Shut up.
Because neither one of us knows at all anything about the future. Neither one of us has a crystal ball. The only thing we know is we will not physically be near each other for at least 2 months at a time. And yes, that's scary. Yes, I'm losing the closest person I will ever know. But we're going to gain other ones. We're going to gain good friends, and we're always going to stay in touch. Luckily, we do fortunate to have phones and always come back for family events and stuff like that. But we don't know. Goldie, it's a great question. We don't know what's going to happen, but if I was to take a guess, I would say 4 years from now, I can see us living in the exact same city, town, wherever we are.
Yeah.
2 houses away from each other.
I will be crashing there, by the way.
Please.
As long as Chef Neil is cooking up some stuff, I will be stopping by.
Oh, you know the vibe.
Cole Pica
You're
is, by the way, Cole Pica is one of the greatest chefs of all time. He can use fish,
No
lay it up
cap.
nice. There's no cap. You can go ask Nick Ferrante. There's a reason he's always at the Pica's house.
Thank you, Goldie. You are all invited to the next cookout. Believe me, I'm very excited. But thank you.
What's
You
your
have an apron that says "Kiss the chef."
What's your favorite dish to cook?
Yeah, what do you like to cook?
Anything Italian.
Anything Italian.
We are Italian, but I would like to be more Italian than I actually am.
Of course, everyone.
However, nothing wrong with a little tomato sauce, some chicken parm, a little fettuccine, spaghetti. There's nothing wrong with that. Believe me.
No, not at
Those
all.
grills a mean porterhouse, mean T-bone on the grill.
That's totally
I
like
know.
one of the main things. Like I've been trying to find something new that I can pick up. Is I've been trying to like I've had no time to like learn really how to cook and like prepare food for myself. And
Yeah, for context, Jake didn't even know how to make spaghetti. Like he had no idea.
Oh man.
So my first task I took on before spaghetti, I took on chicken parm, and
Wow.
obviously
Oh, he's
I
really
reached a
jumping the
little,
rope.
but I was like honestly like there's something so I don't know. There's something so like almost meditative and like relaxing about like making the food, and like I like looking at the recipe and you know that you're balancing it out. It's almost like you're balancing like an equation. You're trying to figure out how to get it to work. And it didn't come out too bad. So I'll definitely keep working.
Good for you.
Well
I
done.
know.
Yeah. My mom says cooking is like it's your creative side. You get to bring out kind of be creative with it, and yeah, totally. So good for you. I am impressed.
Thank you.
I have to add something, Nick. What do I need? What do I need when I cook?
Oh, wow. So I'm going to say it's a mix between, no, it's straight Italian opera songs. I mean, straight. Like the highest, most elegant Italian music you can think of.
I must have. It's a must have. I can't cook without it.
Ooh.
Send him some of those.
I know.
By the way, guys, Jake and Dempsey, if you didn't know, these are two of the best dancers in Byram Hills.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Goldie.
Again? I don't think I heard you correctly. What
Two
was
of
that?
the best dancers in Byram Hills are on our podcast right now.
Two best.
Cole and Nick Pica can get down with the best.
I think I see Emery somewhere, and I don't think he likes that.
Yeah, I don't think it's true.
I wish this podcast could see our faces right now.
Well, they can.
Goldie, I think you need new glasses,
Yeah.
bro.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goldie,
I don't even know what you're referring to, Goldie. Wait.
I think you bust a few moves.
Yeah, okay.
Bust a few moves.
What is the 4 of us in the locker room?
Goldie. Crack.
Bust a few moves.
Cole's heard me say so many cliches and like dumb things at this point that I'm surprised it got to him. I worked with Cole
my
every
goodness.
day straight for 6 weeks. It's amazing he did not just slap me in the mouth a few times.
Good.
What else?
I'm trying to think.
Are you guys gonna try to keep playing sports in college at whatever level that may be?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think the single best way to stay athletic is to do as many things as possible, and stay healthy for that matter.
Yeah.
I will ask if you guys will. Like, I don't like. We always really answer the questions here. Let's see if we can
Okay.
turn the
Switch it up
table a
for
little
you
bit.
guys.
Jake, you want to go first?
You guys go
Yeah.
first.
What was the question? I like playing.
If you're pursuing anything you are now that you can see yourself pursuing in college.
Yeah. I mean, I've kind of learned it's similar to sports. It's kind of just like with music I try to take every single corner of it and try to like bring it into some part of my life. So it's like in high school, I was fortunate enough to be able to do sing in choir, sing in a cappella, do classical music, do jazz music. So it's kind of like that's like the way that I keep like the music learning spirit in me. So kind of I'd like to keep doing I'd like to try like a cappella at a higher level. I think that it would be really cool there's like these like crazy tournaments and you can go like over stuff. So definitely like to try that.
Yeah.
Very impressive and good luck.
All right.
Thank you.
So for me, I did a lot of the same stuff Jake did. I did jazz, the classical choir stuff. I did my own like vocal pops things. But one of the main things when I was searching for colleges was just seeing their arts program, because I feel like, music is such a big part of my life, and I'm not majoring in it. I may minor, I don't know, but I think just one of the most important things to me going to college was just seeing their programs, like seeing them, like talking to students if they liked it, because I don't know, I really want to keep doing music. I don't know if I can like make a career out of it, which is why I don't think I'll be majoring in it, but I don't know. It was one of the most important parts to me, and I definitely can't see myself stopping like here, because I know I have so much to like grow, and I want to work at it so much.
All right, so here's one of the things I asked the guys the other day on my episode. I want to ask you guys. You guys are both known in Byram Hills as great, and around the town and the county actually, as great leaders and great people. But what's one thing you wish people knew about you before you left high school?
Ooh, good question.
Might take me a second to answer that.
Yeah, that's a great question.
I can give a BS answer like they had more impact in my life than they can know. But I think the one thing I'd like them to know most is that no matter who you are, no matter what reputation you have, you're still human.
Right.
So come up to be courageous, be outgoing, and make sure that everybody you can see has a friend like you. I know that doesn't make a ton of sense, but be the person you want someone else to be friends with. Make sure you know that you're open, and well, that's so hard, but none of this is easy. So I'm gonna stick to it. I'm gonna say that it's like the golden rule: do whatever you want someone else to do to you, and be the friend that you want somebody to be the friend to you.
For me, I think, religion is a huge part of my life. So I honestly, and what I want other people to know about me, or I would like other people to know, is I honestly think that God put me on this earth to make people laugh and make people smile. And so when someone's around me and I make a joke, no matter how bad it may be, and I get someone to smile or to chuckle a little bit, that gives me the most happiness. And so what I would want people to know is feel free to laugh around me. Feel to be comfortable and be yourself. Show your sense of humor, because that's what I just love. And that's what I feel like I love to do. And I love to be around people who love to laugh and love to have fun.
Great answer.
Yeah, wow. That was good. Both of you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so I think with that being said, ending on a really high note there.
I got one more for them.
One more? All right, go for it.
All right, guys. My biggest regret so far in my high school career was not getting to know you guys earlier. I got close to you, Cole, this summer at work, and Nick during doubles and throughout the season. What's one thing you wish you had done earlier in your high school career?
Nice.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I can take this one. Please. Yeah, I can take this one right off the bat. I think, again, I think stuff. I know that I wanted to branch out and be myself earlier, especially in my high school career. I have to credit a lot of this to Mr. Hubbs, who I think is not only one of the greatest teachers, but one of the greatest people that I've ever spoken to. I don't have him this year, but I still email him because he's just an amazing friend of mine. He helped me gain the confidence to really just be myself. And even something as simple as answering a question in class. I would be terrified to even voice my opinion because I was just afraid of getting made fun of or something silly like that. But Hubs really saw that in me, and he just brought it out, and he just gave me the floor to be myself and branch out. And I am forever grateful for that. And I had wished that I had done that earlier in my high school career, because I think I would have had more years like this past one, which has been so amazing. So I just wish I broke out of my shell a little earlier.
Great, thank you. Goldie,
Yes, Dominic.
you're gonna hate me
Oh God.
because I'm gonna give you the most Nick Pica answer possible.
Oh, no.
All right.
Yeah, Nick, I haven't heard a Nick Pica answer in a long time, and I missed those. So lay it on me, brother.
So the one thing I hate most in this life is regret. And I think if you ever want to change something, you have regret. And so there's literally nothing I can think of in my high school career that I would want to change. And I want every single person around me to have that feeling. And so to answer your question is nothing. Literally nothing. I would go back and change freshman year because everything I've done has made me who I am, and I wouldn't want to change it right now.
Amen, brother.
I like that. I was gonna answer answer the question, but now that you answered that, I don't know how I can, because then
We're gonna end on that one. When Nick Pica talks, everyone else.
All right. Thank you guys
Thank
so
you guys
much
for having us.
coming on the podcast, being
you.
there.
Awesome.
You know, sharing
This has
your
been
guys'
awesome.
experiences.
A lot of fun.
Stay safe.
All right, so
Stay
we're gonna.
safe. Thank you so much. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All
Talk to you
right.
guys soon.
Can we go end off the podcast by saying adios, senor?
I say
we've been
adios, senor.
Yeah, that's how we've been ending our podcasts.
We'll count up.
We count it, yeah. Jake, you want to do it?
See you guys.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Adios,
Adios,
senor.
senor.